All right. Well, I guess what I want to start you with is how you got into the business.
Absolute blind fluke. I belonged to a club, a social club, and there was one guy there who was a bigger smart ass than I was, and we were doing, motor mouth back and forth, never got nasty. We became good friends. I'm Johnny Dwyer, and he was, at the time, he was a lead man for the set decorator, and his dad was the prop master who John Wayne was working for when John Wayne was discovered. So his dad did Wake of the Red Witch and Sands of Iwo Jima and a couple of the other John Wayne features. And then John got me in, and then when he became a set decorator, I became his lead man, and we worked together for about 10 years on stuff. But it was just an absolute fluke. I never, never thought about getting into show business, never did anything for me, never been a movie fan, don't really care much, pay no attention to it.
So what was the first show you worked on?
Compilation of we were doing McHale's Navy and Munsters and moving furniture around. But hell, we're talking about '64, a long time ago, so I don't really remember much. I just remember the working on McHale's Navy set in the Munster house.
Okay. So when did you get into Star Trek? When it first took off, or was it already established?
John was a Star Trek and science fiction fan. I was. He picked up the show midway near the beginning of the second season, and he inherited his lead man and gang crew, and so John and I weren't working together. And then just about in the middle of the second season, for some reason, his lead man left. And the guy that was working with the lead man didn't want to be the lead. It was too much trouble for him, an older guy. So John said, "You want to come in?" I said, "Sure." So it was 1968. I had just bought my house, and we were at this party. I just got the call Friday night to come to work Monday. And we were going to be cleaning up after A Piece of the Action, which is one of the classics. So we go to a party Saturday night, and John says, "We may not have a job Monday." I said, "What are you kidding about? I've just bought my house, okay?" And he said, "Paramount is on fire." I said, "You're shitting me." He says, "No." So what it was a totally phony insurance fire that Paramount set with a bunch of junk furniture and an empty parking lot and lit it up on Saturday night to burn. That's all it burned was $1 million worth of collector's furniture that was out in this empty parking lot and burned down Saturday night in an empty studio. So anyhow, we went in and it didn't affect us at all. I cleaned up after A Piece of the Action and did, as John's lead man, all of the rest of the second season and all of the third season.
What exactly does the lead man do?
The decorator says, "This is the couch I want, and I want it over here." The lead man is the guy that has the crew of 1 or 2 or 3 or 20, depending, and we go get the couch and we take it from here to there and put it in place. So the lead man is the straw boss for the decorator.
Okay, so you didn't get into inserts until much later then?
Inserts mostly would be as a prop master, where you'd be handling the stuff, because inserts is generally handwork close-up stuff, and the lead man and the guys that work for him are the swing gang. They don't handle the small stuff. The prop master, the decorator would bring in the concert grand. The prop master would bring in the candles for the candelabra and the sheet music. So that's basically the way I oversimplify the difference between a prop master and a lead man and crew.
Okay. So what good stories did you get out of Star Trek?
Not many, really, because, again, I've heard all these little things about backbiting and sniping between the actors. I never was aware of any of that. I never heard of any of it. Probably the funnest one was Shatner had picked up a compound bow way back when they were just getting started, and he was going to go over to Catalina Island and shoot a little javelina, and he needed a backstop, so I went out and I stole some bales of hay for him, put out behind the thing, and tonight I did it. But I said, "Bill, you're Jewish. What are you going to do with the javelina?" He said, "I'm going to have it done." I said, "Where are you going to have it cooked?" I said, "The kosher deli." And he laughed. Not everybody knows Bill's Jewish. It's not a big secret, but javelina being pork is not necessarily a good thing for a Jewish person to dine on. So I don't know if they ever did it. It was going to be some archery magazine was going to do the thing. That's why he wound up with the compound bow. First compound bow I've ever seen. This was like, I think, 68 still.